Good afternoon on the Euro USD here, looking at a high probability touch event as shown by ITM Genesis Elite. We have to decide which trade location to go. If you look at, let's quickly go over to the one touch firstly to see what prices we have, 654 and 69 on the Euro USD. Now see that arrow there. That is an acceleration signal that's matured right at the reversal zone. It's a very high probability area for a signal like that to mature, giving us confidence in taking a short-term 5-minute as well as potentially a touch trade. Now, the touch trades have a probability, according to Genesis Elite, right now of about 79%, which is fairly good. So first, we'll go for a 5-minute high on the Euro USD, taking into consideration the acceleration signal that is in confluence with the highest probability long reversal zone. Secondly, we'll take a no-touch trade using the lower of the two targets, the 654 target, because it carries a higher probability than a one-touch target at 691, since 691 is A, quite far away, and B, has seen previous reversal price action. So if you look at the chart, you'll notice that price has reversed at that level before. So we're in a safer position by going for this trade setup. Okay, we're back with roughly 20 odd seconds remaining. This is the 5-minute Euro USD high that's accelerated into the money here. Secondly, the no touch is also in the money, quite away from its no touch target of 654, I believe, at the time. That 654 target is well below the highest strength boundary of the long reversal zone, the highest probability long reversal zone. So it's very, very safe in that position. As you know, the reason behind taking that trade was that it carried a higher probability of success than a potential one-touch trade, since price had reversed at that point in the past. So better safe than sorry. This is the no touch that's going to expire at 13:30, the 5-minute high. And as you can see, that reversal is happening again at that boundary. So the decision to take a no touch was definitely safer than taking the one touch. The 5-minute has expired in the money, netting us $700 in net profit on this trade. And the second trade here, the no touch, is currently still due to complete at 13:30 GMT. We now are looking at a boundary option maturing with roughly 28% probability of price staying in this boundary, which is grounds for taking an outside boundary trade, since if it's that low inside the boundary, the probability of it being outside the boundary is higher. So we're going to go for a $1,000 investment on the outside boundary setup here on the Euro USD, again to expire at 13:30. The trade is now in line with the second no-touch trade as well, so we'll come back to you shortly just before expiry of both trades. All right, back again with roughly 20 odd seconds remaining. The no-touch trade, as it stands, is very comfortably in the money, very far away from its no-touch target. The outside boundary, on the other hand, is still stuck between that boundary, and unfortunately, from the looks of it, will be expiring outside of the money, as in being a losing trade shortly. So we are looking at a news release coming up, which may offset this trade, but we don't really have time left. We have expired outside of the money, where price is still stuck inside the money. However, the no-touch trade has expired in the money, so that'll offset some of that loss there. And that spike to the downside probably won't help us, because we expired before that spike happened. If you look to the right of the screen, I highly doubt the platform was able to register that. We definitely expired before, so unlucky. That's a news release, and that could have got us out of this mess, but not to worry, failed trades do happen. We'll keep going and look for more outside boundary or no touch or any other sort of opportunity that surfaces that's a valid high probability ITM Genesis event. So we're looking at expiry coming up shortly. Both these trades were set to expire at 13:30. So as you can see, the spike didn't register, and had the spike registered, we would have won the outside boundary but lost the no touch. So obviously we expired before that spike event happened due to a news release. We're looking at a stall signal right up there. So we're now going to look for more opportunities shortly. The platform says the boundary option is not available till 13:35. However, we are in a boundary setup, so we'll come back just before 13:35. Okay, it's 13:35. We're back, and the platform's released the Euro USD boundary option. Prices are waiting to load. We'll just go check if we have a setup. We do. Roughly 33 to 35% probability of price staying inside the boundary, which is very low. Therefore, an outside boundary option obviously makes logical sense. So we'll go for an outside boundary Euro USD trade for 1,000 again, keeping investments fixed per trade to generate hopefully a good win rate. So far we have one loss, so we're okay for now. And we're going to get into this trade with $1,000 to expire at 14.15 and come back to you before expiry of this trade, unless another trading opportunity comes in between that's high probability, according to Genesis Elite, that we can take while this trade is still running. Okay, we're back with roughly 26 seconds remaining in this outside boundary Euro USD trade. As you saw earlier, the first outside boundary Euro USD trade expired outside of the money because it was still stuck inside the boundary. That's okay. We saw a news release event that triggered price to fall very sharply, leading ITM Genesis Elite to change the focus from bullish to bearish and leading us to revise and go for another outside boundary trade as it surfaced. So we've now expired in the money on this second outside boundary trade, which has obviously offset some of the loss, most of the loss, in fact, from the first trade. And we're just going to wait for this to expire and see if we have any more opportunities we can take once these funds have been released. Now, going back to the chart shortly, I just saw earlier that the outside boundary event still exists. We have another one at roughly 11% probability of price staying inside the boundary, which is very low. Therefore, the probability of an outside boundary option on the Euro USD is again prevalent and high. So once the funds are released here on this trade, which is currently in calculating expiry mode, we will probably go back and take another outside boundary trade on the Euro USD. So funds have been released. Net profit of 590 has been accrued, booked. So we'll go for, checking the chart again, roughly 15%, pretty good still. So we'll go for an outside boundary Euro USD trading option here, giving ourselves 30 minutes from the entry, not 15 as was the first choice on the platform. And there we go. So let's see if we get in. And should be all good. 14:45 it is, expiry time, roughly 30 minutes from now. Okay, we're back with roughly 26 seconds remaining on this outside boundary trade. Price has exited the boundary quite comfortably and is hovering above the outside boundary edge with a few seconds to go before expiry. Here's an acceleration signal that's appeared just above the low strength boundary, which is just adding confluence to the trade that's already in existence going long, where the acceleration signal is also in the long direction. Is saying that yes, in the short term, price is going to continue going long. We are just hovering above the edge of the boundary, but have expired in the money for a 590 net profit when calculation of expiry is complete. So this entire session now leads us to roughly 5 trades in total so far, over an hour and a half, hour and 3/4, and of those 5, 4 have been winners, including this one once the calculation of expiry is completed, and 1 was a loss when price was unable to leave the boundary. That's okay, losses do happen, and these are high probability events. Keywords high probability, meaning that when you use ITM Genesis Elite and ITM Smart Money, it gives you a very detailed picture of what's going on your time frame of choice and allows you to make more informed decisions when taking trades on any time frame, any currency pair, any type of trade in a time sensitive environment such as binary options. So that's exactly what we've achieved today. We did see a loss, but we kept going. The objective was to generate a reasonable enough hit rate, which I believe we have. We've executed 5 trades, of which 4 have been winners in roughly 1 hour and 30 minutes, 1 hour 45 minutes, leading to what's a pretty good session for the day. So thank you.